So we have a Painting Fairy unboxing because I'm mixing things up a little bit. And it's finished! I'll show you in a second. Alright everyone, so we have a update. Finally, I finished the most intensive counted stitch I've ever done. And I'm also going to show you an update of Beartown and my peach study from Painting Fairy, since I made quite a bit of progress on those since I last showed you. But first, this was supposed to be a gift for my mother, I think a year ago now. Her birthday was August 25th. I'm a little late. Stuff happens, but I finished it in time so she can pick it up tomorrow when she stops by, because she usually stops by on Saturday. And it was a pain in my tush to sew it to this pillow. This is the pillow case from our budget-friendly stores when they came with those pot stickers. I don't know why they called them that. The little fabric pieces that had cross-stitching patterns on it, and it came with like clear snaps so you could sew it to your pillow. But this isn't going to look the most tidy. I didn't have a way to iron it while I was trying to, or after fudging it around to get it onto this pillowcase. But here she is. And this is the Moon Goddess from Joan Elliott's book. I don't remember what it's called. I'm going to try and get this whole thing on screen. Sorry, it has to be sideways. I think this is the first time I thoroughly enjoyed a counted cross stitch. I will say there's a lot of back stitch in here, there's a lot of beads, and there was a lot of Kreinik used that was discontinued, as well as some Mill Hill beads that were also discontinued. So overall, counting the kit that came with this, the pillowcase, the kit that came with this fabric that I washed off before using, and I did measure it before starting, and then all of the DMCs, the beads, the discontinued Kreinik, the book. Overall, I think I spent over $100, and that includes the pillow insert as well. And the reason for that being was I did run out of that discontinued Kreinik quite a few times, and then one of the times I thought I bought a replacement spool, and then when I went to use it, I quickly realized I accidentally bought the blending filament, so that was upsetting. But here we are, I finally made it. Let's give you some up close shots of her and the beads. And hopefully it's showing okay. I know my camera likes to change colors a lot. And then you can see right there that center moon is all of the white Kreinik. And I really love the border on the bottom and the top. And then you can see here, sorry, I'm trying not to knock stuff over my desk. We've got different little fellas in each corner. She's just so beautiful. And then we have this one. But I am super happy that this is finished. It took me 2 days to do all the beading and maybe like 3 days just to do the purple on the outside. I can't tell you overall how many days I spent on the complete cross stitch, but there is a lot of different shades in here. Some of them are kind of hard to make out, where the rest just kind of stand out like really bold in your face. But this is something that is right up my mother's alley, so I know she's gonna really enjoy it. Hopefully the wait was worth it for her. Okay, so I'm going to go over the Painting Fairy cross stitch with you, and then I will show you my update on Peach Study and Beartown. But I just wanted to get this done first because it is kind of bulky and in the way. I just love rubbing over the beads. And I hope my mom knows this is a decorative pillow. Okay, I'll be right back. Right, I'm so sorry about that. I was so excited to show you guys that I finally finished that I forgot to turn my fan off. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. This is kind of crooked. Not sure why it's making the saturation so strong too, but my camera will be what it wants to be, I guess. So today I have another package from Painting Fairy. I can't remember. No, I think the last one, the sneak one, I think is what I was able to purchase with the funds I was able to collect through affiliate purchases. Thank you guys so much for that, by the way. And this one is a PR package that I've been sitting on because I wanted to do the other one first where it had the deal, the romantic flower market. But this one is something where the price kind of is what it is right now. I don't think there's any offers on it specifically, but there are discount codes, coupon codes. So I'll put what I can find on the website on screen now, as well as my code. And no pressure to use my code if you find a better discount using any of their codes. As I'm saying this, I don't know what they are, but I will when I put them on screen. It does help out my channel though. But again, just do what you need to do to save more money. And let's get into this one. And I don't know if this one came as a PR package or what. So let me open this and we'll see. Okay, the first thing we have here is our little goodie bag. You get one for every order. And I've gotten these in personal orders and PR packages, so hopefully everyone's getting these, at least 3 of them in their order. And these are just kind of spools or bobbins. You can use them for parking or just for saving some of your thread. And apparently they stack. I've seen 2 people mention that before. And I just want to play with it and see. Oh, they do. I was kind of hoping for a snapping sound, but I guess I didn't get that. This is actually probably a more convenient space-saving way to store them, so I'm just gonna keep them all like that and put that back in there. And we got 3 of the big finger protectors. They're kind of loose on me, but that's okay. They have other sizes on their shop, and I also have other sizes from previous packages. And this one did come, I believe, with the pink Labubu. Or I guess I should call it a Lafufu since it's not actually Labubu. That'd be like calling Jordans like the shoes. Or it'd be like painting a pair of sneakers and calling them Jordans. It's not actually them, but they are still super cute and they sit on my desk rent-free. Oh my goodness. Little butt. So cute. And I heard that they aren't sending these anymore. So if you don't get one, I'm so sorry. It might have just been something they did during the hype of the Boo-Boos. I'm not totally sure. Who knows, maybe they'll come out with like a little different trinket to collect. Kind of hope they do. And then, why is it stuck? Oh, my tip. Okay, well, I'm not sure what happened there, but it did come with a protector on it. It just got stuck in the wrapper, but these are nice, sharp, straight scissors. Really pretty. And they have tons of scissors on their website. There's like this green swan pair that I really want. So next time I have money, don't know when that's going to be because I just paid taxes. Fun. But hopefully at some point. And then we get a pack of needles, which, sorry about the reflection. And I got 28. I've gotten 28 and 26 so far for size. And that is our little goodie bag. Right, this must have fallen out from the canvas when I checked which order was what, and something else just fell on my foot. These are just little scented silica packets. I'm trying to read it. Yeah, they're just scented little silica packets that help keep your canvas dry. Let me see what fell on my foot. Okay, and a pack of needles fell on my foot. So far I've gotten one little pack like this for every kit in my order, whereas the goodie bag, you only get one goodie bag per order no matter how many kits. The next thing you get is a sample of floss. Sometimes it is DMC, sometimes it is fairy floss. Myself and other creators have gone over this many times before, so I'm not going to do it again. And then this is just some more information about their floss. Look at that palette. And I personally prefer fairy floss to the DMC they're selling. So we got a DMC and a fairy floss. The DMC is 3866 and the fairy floss is also 3866. Now I know it's really subtle and hard to tell, but at least when you're touching it for most people, but I can definitely tell the difference when I stitch. This is a lot softer and gets fuzzier to me, and this feels more durable, like a slightly stickier cotton, and I just personally think it has more definition. I don't know if that's the way I've been stitching, but they pretty much are exactly the same, though I do find less of loose sectioning in fairy floss. So see here, this DMC has like some looseness in it with the strands, and then fairy floss just seems to be well rounded and twisted. So I am not totally sure what the difference is between them being made. I'm just saying they feel different to me. But this feels softer and this has more of a grab. So I'm going to keep these out and put this with the other papers. Alright, and this confirms for me that this was not sent to me as a PR package. What must have happened is this might have been the one that I actually used what I was able to get from affiliate sales. And the snake one must have been the PR package, because the snake one did come with an extra and other extras. This one did not. So this one is showing up as you would have gotten it if you just placed a regular order. So goodie bag, sample flosses and all, unless they just didn't add an extra kit in here, which would be weird because I don't think that's ever happened to me. But so this is, let me unwrap her because that stubborn glare. Okay, I miss those booklets. I know some people don't like those booklet things, but I really like the booklets. I hate having loose papered, especially around my son, because he's more likely to grab this and draw on it and ruin it. Like, I don't know. I wish there was like an option. I'd pay an extra $1 or $2 to have the booklet to keep this in, because I don't want to have to store this away in this every time or just deal with loose pages. But that's just my preference. Everyone's different, and that is a-okay. Alright, I had to pull my phone up so I could get some information. So this is called Cat Girl Teenager, but on the website it looks like it's called Meow Girl, and it's taking its sweet, sweet time loading. Alright, well, since it wants to take forever loading, I'll put the prices and size and counts up over here while you look at her. And she is just absolutely adorable. She's so cute and beautiful. And there's all these cats and all these lovely colors. This does kind of match the snake, where there's a lot of like blues and reds in it. Oops. I bought these around the same time. I guess I was feeling a certain way. And I love that she has like the cute little cat ears and all of that. So the one I purchased, it looks like I got a 14 count, so she is 75 by 95 centimeters. And she cost $82.92. And she's absolutely adorable. Yeah, she is called Meow Girl on their website, not Cat Girl Teenager. But yeah, so that is the front picture, and she is going to be a full coverage, full cross piece. It looks like we have 157 colors, including the combinations. And you can see there's a lot. This whole page is mixed stitches. Just want to make sure, okay, just want to make sure it's the last one. And then about half this page is also mixed stitches. So a lot of mixed stitches in this one. Yeah, my goodness. And then we have 2 pages that shows all the similar symbols together to help you prevent accidentally stitching the wrong color, which is nice. We pick those all up. I think that, yeah. Put those there. And then quite a few pages. All the rest of the pages are all pattern pages. We'll just look at one page, and you can kind of tell, hopefully my camcorder's saturating this video enough, that there's a cat right here, which is super cute, and it is on page 1. And it does look like they're going in order, because that's page 2. We have page 3, so that's nice that everything is in order already. Page 4. I wonder what page her face is on. There's a lot of color blocking in here. Oh, here's some of her face. Lots of color blocking on her. So she is a bit more computer rendered. I'm not sure how they do their rendering, but when there's no backstitch, I usually just assume that there's computer involvement and maybe just slight altering by hand. That, or maybe there's no altering by hand. Maybe they just have a really good program for this, which I'm jealous. So I'm going to put this away and we will look at the canvas. Yeah, see, I'm not loving this. Just had to include this bit. This is why I much rather it be in the booklet, because I feel like one of these times I'm going to absolutely ruin this trying to put this back in to keep it safe. But I did get it back. This bag is just a bit too small for this paper. Okay, this canvas is quite stiff, but that is okay. Painting Fairy has very high quality canvases, and I don't think this is going to fit on my desk. I think this is too big. Oh yeah, this is definitely too wide. So here to here, I'm gonna have to fold this in half. I'm sorry. Or I can bring you to the floor. This is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Let me fold it up first and I'll show you a close-up and stuff, and then I will show you what it looks like fully opened on my floor. So let's go to a familiar spot. Here is her face. And this is a 14 count indeed. And that printing just can't get any clearer. That is crisp and clean. And you're probably seeing what I mean by all that color blocking. There's a lot of confetti in the sides, but there's also a lot of color blocking around her. Now I am a little bit concerned at how big this is. I never look, I swear. But she's so pretty, but she's so big. Alright, we do have serging on her, a very large legend. Let's look, I'm going to open this up on the floor and then we'll look at the legend. That way I'm not flip-flopping everywhere with this canvas. Okay, here we are at my floor. I guess it's going to be a little hard to see. Try a different angle. Mostly because this is like right in front of my window. But You can see she still has a large border, not quite as large as the other ones, but she is quite large. The legend does come down across the bottom as well, and they do show us those mixed stitches in here as well. And I think this is just absolutely gorgeous. But it's so crisp, even with two DMCs being in the same spot. It's nice and large, so we're definitely able to read it. And I think the border around this one is actually probably one of the most even widths all the way around that I've seen, which is really nice. I'm going to turn her upside down just so I don't have to step on her, but you can see here she is 14 count, and they do have darker printing on their canvases now, which is really, really nice. I really want to start her, but she's so big. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up this cutie patootie and we will go look at all of her delicious floss. Ooh! I don't know if you heard that, but oh my goodness, this just thudded onto my floor. So apparently there was enough of this where it had to have a bunch on the side. Let's let me see, am I still zoomed in? Yes, I am. Here we go. But look at all this. This is huge. So much. And this is 939, which there's definitely a lot of in this image. It smells so clean. I don't know what this smells like to me, but I really like the smell. Okay, so besides that massive lump that just like attacked my foot, let's look at the other floss cards. We do have more purple. I love these cute pastel floss cards. They're adorable. I don't think I've been able to find these cards specifically sold in their shop either. I think I've only found like foam ones or wooden ones and stuff like that. Not specifically these, but I kind of would like specifically these ones. Mostly because I have a thermal printer and I could easily print off my own DMC codes if I didn't want to use the symbols, or if their symbol sheets aren't complete. That's just something I would like to do personally because I don't mind cutting them out or making strips. But here you can see this is one floss card. I'm not going to say the first because it's definitely the last. The second floss card. Lots of really full portions here. And this is the first floss card, and we do have 310 in here. And one of my favorite purples, which is 209. And I really like 517 here. 819, that's one of my favorite skin tones for the anime type images, but that's for like issue kits and stuff. That's what I tend to substitute the skin tone for, because they'll give me like a pink this dark. I'm like, no one's that pink. I mean, maybe there are people that pink, but certainly not the image I was trying to stitch. I really like this dark one here too, the 3842. And then this 3801, these random pops of bright colors. And look at the color of the bow I got this time. I think this is the first time I got a turquoise bow. Or is that teal? I don't know anymore, you guys. But it is all still bundled up, so it doesn't mess everywhere. I can twist her a little bit to kind of get a taste of all the colors. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna finish Peach Study first. I'm gonna work on Peach Study first. Alright, so let's get into some of my little updates about two of my current favorite cross stitches. Alright, let's start with Beartown, since Beartown is pretty much already out all the time. I'm not so sure this is all going to show on screen, so I might have to move the camcorder. But this is the extent of how far out I have come. I was obviously working up there. So this is the bottom. And the very first spot I started was this bear. But you can see here, I finally did some of the back stitch. I got the dog done. And then I didn't like the way the garbage was looking after it was swept up. So I did add in my own back stitch there to kind of make it more defined from the flowers in the foreground. And another thing I did change a bit was this little duck didn't have backstitching around the top of the neckline on the neckerchief, but the other ducklings I noticed did. So I just kind of took some liberty and added it in there as well. And one other thing I'm kind of debating doing, so pull this down more, is this bubble here. I kind of want to add a slightly darker tan than the bubble itself and kind of outline that a little more, because it kind of looks like a pom-pom on top of a baseball cap, and I'm not completely loving that. But in the last few days, or the last time I worked on it, I did this lighter green section and I started doing this little area right here. I'm absolutely loving this window. It's so gorgeous, but I know it's not a lot, but where I have so many whips, I'm still really proud of my progress on Beartown, and I'm really excited because once this gets done, I'm popping right over to this little bear hiding out over here because he's so adorable. So I hope you guys are happy with that, and this is how much I have left to do before I move over and start my next little section of him. But I am loving Beartown. So cute, even if it's not a lot. Alright, I have Peach Study folded in half just to make it a little bit easier on you to see. Try and pull it down and zoom in so I'm not in the shadow. And you can see here I've gotten a good chunk of this corner here. I did start backstitching on these, and then I didn't finish the leaves because I realized I stitched up to right here, and I realized that it wasn't high enough for some of the backstitch on this piece right here, so I am just holding off until I can bring the rest of this up. I want to level that little portion there and kind of square it off, and then so square it off from here and then work my way up. At least that's my idea or my plan. But I think it's so cute. The colors are pastel and subtle. And there is two-stranded, and then there's backstitch and straight stitch. I pretty much only ever do, I mean, I just do what I feel like. The only thing I change is if I use one or two strands. I'm going to do what I think sits best when I'm trying to outline my work. So if it's straight stitch when it says backstitch, so be it. I don't really care. People aren't going to know what it was supposed to be. But it actually, like you can see here how kind of blobby it looks. And then with the backstitch, it really brings it all together. So I'm super excited to continue to work on this one. And if you don't remember, this one is a 16 count. And I did buy this one with my own money from Painting Fairy, which is probably why I love it so much. But it's so cute, and if you just want a little reminder on how big that is. And if you are new here, let me grab the photo and show you really quick. And this one did come in the booklet. This is what I meant earlier by saying I wish the other one came in a booklet. I might try and buy my own. I just don't know what they're called. That won't stop me from looking all over Walmart though. So I might do that in a few days here because I have to place a grocery order. on the 10th, but this is the full picture of the peach study. That's the corner I was working on, and I haven't done any backstitch in the curtains yet either. I'm sure you've noticed, but there's so much in here. It's so adorable. It's just so cute. So that is this. I will link both of these painting fairy kits down below in case you are interested in that. And I will put my discount code for you guys in the description box as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my little update. I know it's not like a full works in progress video. I'm just not in the mood to do that right now. I kind of mixed a bunch of active whips and non-active whips, and I'm currently deciding which active whips to remove further so I can get more progress done more quickly on kits I've started earlier in my stitching career, mostly because I want to finish those and then progress forward. I really want to cut back on how many active whips I have at a time, so I'm going to try really hard in the next few months to kind of bust out the smaller ones or the older ones that are getting closer to finished, and then I will discuss with you guys about showing you everything. Because I just don't want to keep flip-flopping and lose track and everything. But anyways, thank you guys so much for clicking on my video today. I hope you are happy to see... Oh! Okay, well, needles fell everywhere. My bad. I hope you guys are happy to see a Beartown update. I know it's been a long time, and I know it's not a lot of progress. I mean, maybe it is. I don't remember what it looked like the last time I showed you. But I am not the best at sticking to one project, and so when I'm starting like 2 projects a week, I don't realistically do that. I just work a lot on other things. I don't make a whole lot of progress. I definitely don't make as much progress as maybe floss tubers who do stitch alongs do, because I'm not more motivated to work on it every day or even every week sometimes so you guys could stitch with me. That's just not how I function. That's not how my brain functions. I do things differently, and I'm not going to force myself to stick to a schedule. I've tried so many times. It does not work. But anyways, thank you guys so much for clicking on my video. I love this little cat girl. She's so cute though. But I also believe in my peach study, but I feel like peach study is more quickly completable, so I'm going to stick to her. Alright? Thank you guys for spending time with me. I love you, and I will see you in the next video, which I believe is going to be biggest craft.